Hello guys, I am here again. Hopefully you don't mind. So today I really wanted to talk about my vintage purse collection. I don't know about you, but I noticed recently that there's been a major pull to people doing thrifting, to people thrift shopping, having a level of vintage stuff. I'm somebody that people like to joke around and say that I am some kind of an old man or old woman in a 23-year-old's body. I've always liked vintage stuff. I've always liked old things. I'm not going to say antiques because I don't necessarily own antiques, but I like things with history to it. You know what I mean? I like things that have story. It kind of has a little bit of character, something interesting and unique and just different from what you can get in fast fashion and in the high street, in general. So yeah, I got into purses and little handbags when I was living in Los Angeles. I don't know, I kind of, before, from where I'm originally from, before I would kind of just go outside, put your debit card and your ID and stuff like that in my pants pocket, and I would just be out the door running. I didn't really, not that I didn't have the concept of what a bag was, but I just didn't care about it. But living in LA is a very interesting place. I'm sure for those of you who have been, and for those of you who have lived there or live there, it's interesting, and I don't think you can necessarily be that willy-nilly with your stuff. I've seen and had some interesting, I guess, experiences with that, so I kind of got into the habit of carrying around a bag, and then I was like, I don't want to carry this huge, big, whatever thing. I just want to carry a little purse or a little handbag or something that has everything that I need in it and everything that I could ever want in one little compact thing, So started getting into it, but I didn't want to buy stuff from, the regular high street, whatever. I've been thrifting and kind of shopping online from different thrifting places since I was probably 14, 15 years old. I've always done my own personal measurements since I was probably 13, 14, so I have a really good understanding of, my body type.
Shaped like a 12-year-old little boy.
I have a good understanding of how, I guess, it all works and where to get good prices and where to do different things. And so yeah, so that was kind of what I was doing when I was on the hunt for different kinds of purses and stuff like that. So because I know that a lot of people really like vintage items and vintage stuff and thrifting and all that, I thought that I would share, a little bit of my collection, share some of my favorite purses, maybe tell a little bit of the story behind some of them, because some of them do have a story. A lot of vintage items that I have, I love buying something or going to a Goodwill or a Savers or a neighborhood thrift shop or whatever is the case when I get to travel or when I get to go somewhere new. I feel like that's a good way to keep, a little trinket or whatever it is. I don't want to collect things that I feel not that they don't have any value, because, you can put value on anything, really, whether there's value or not, but I want to kind of have something that I feel I can use. I guess that's practical in that sense. I want something that I can use often. I want something that other people that I know can use. I want something that I can ultimately, maybe lend to my children. I don't know, maybe my boyfriend wants to wear a purse. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, you can use it. Whoever it is, I want to have something that I feel will last a long time, and I think vintage clothing and things of the vintage items, vintage pieces, they tend to be better quality, and once again, they're super unique and super interesting, and you're always going to find something different when you get a vintage item from a place that's not, your own. Anywhere you go, even in a different state. You don't even have to go all over the world or travel all over the place, which, I mean,
I would love to do.
I won't get into that. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys some of my stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy. The first vintage purse that I bought is this. It's a Rubik's Cube. Yeah, it's a Rubik's Cube. I used to use this as a gym bag when I was living in California. I used to use this, and I would put, like, you know, my wallet. Well, you open it from the top, right? Oh my god. Speaking of Los Angeles, I have 2 Los Angeles Metro tap cards, even though I haven't lived there for over a year now. Well, a year. I moved, I'm like trying to think about it now. I moved back from LA in April of last year, so yeah, I have these tap cards. They probably have money on them, but they're probably not valid anymore. But yeah, you open it from there, and I would put like a little towel in there, my wallet, like my ID, my cell phone, and I would just place it like right in the middle of, you know, like, what's it called, elliptical, and I would do that and go and work out. But I got this off of Etsy. Etsy is a very interesting and cool, like, vintage site. I mean, they have handmade goods. They have all sorts of stuff that you can go and you can get. This isn't sponsored, by the way. Nobody knows who I am, but I do like Etsy. I've been using it for years. I've gotten tons of vintage clothing items. I've gotten sweaters, purses, like all sorts of stuff. I think I'm saying this is vintage because I got it off of Etsy, but I'm pretty sure this is like a Forever 21 bag, which kind of like takes a bit of like the vintage like aspect out of it, but you know, I didn't realize that when I bought it. I only realized it after the fact, but I think it's a really cool bag. It's a unique piece. Not many people have a Rubik's Cube kind of bag that they can wear and do stuff with. For the record, I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube. I mean, I don't know if I've ever tried, but right now I can confidently say I have never solved a Rubik's Cube. So, next up, this is another purse that I got off of Etsy. This purse was, I think, maybe like $10 or something, $10, $12. I got it off of Etsy. It's just a really cool thing. I wanted something, it's like furry. I don't know if you can see like the material, but it's nice and furry and soft and cool. And I don't know, I kind of wanted like a chic animal print kind of bag, and I liked the idea of having a furry sort of like purse, but I don't like, you know when you see those like really fluffy furry bags? I feel like those are, like, I don't want to be walking around with like a Muppet on my shoulder or like on my back. I feel like it's kind of itchy or like hot and sweaty, and usually stuff like that is made out of like polyester and whatever, you know, things, and nothing wrong with polyester, but it kind of makes me a little itchy and sweaty, so, you know, I'm not that much of a fan, I guess. It would be funny if this is polyester. I actually have no idea what the material is, so polyester, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I just really liked it. I'm one of those people that believes that animal print is a neutral. It is a neutral. It has neutral colors, and you can wear it with anything. So I just thought that this was like a nice, cool, chic little bag. I usually go and put, you know, I put my books in here when I want to go outside and like sit somewhere and read. Wallet, phone, just random little things. You know, sometimes if you're going out on the night on the town, and I don't know, maybe like a little something or other you kind of want to use. You want to use something that you feel like is big enough that you can fit everything that you might need for the night, but also small enough that you're not carrying a full-blown purse, right? So that's this. And once again, it's from Etsy. Yeah. This bad boy, once again, another neutral, in my opinion. But this is obviously like a zebra print purse. It's black and white. Just opens like this. It actually has like a red lining inside, which I really liked. Red is one of my favorite colors. So I thought that was really cool. I got this from ThreadUp. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about ThreadUp. It's been, you know, I'm sure talked about in tons and tons and tons of different YouTube videos. This was, I believe, $8-ish or so that I got on ThreadUp. It was amazing quality. ThreadUp, I mean, I love ThreadUp. I've gotten boots, I've gotten probably some of the best pair of jeans that I've ever bought in vintage from ThreadUp, because they do a lot of things based off of your own personal measurements. And like I mentioned before, I've been doing my own personal measurements since I was like, you know, 13 years old. So that's 10 years of trying to be, you know, like smart and diligent and finding clothes that I feel like have the best sort of fit and make me feel, you know, the most confident and comfortable. But ThreadUp is an amazing site. They have thousands upon thousands of different things, and they do sell handbags. They sell tons of handbags and little stuff like that. So I wanted kind of like a smaller, like really super small handbag. I guess this would probably be good for, like, you know, you're going on a date with someone.
Not that I go on those.
You know, but if you're going on a date with someone and you just want to put, like, maybe your debit card, a couple dollars, your cell phone, and, I don't know, maybe a lip balm if you don't have a jacket, or whatever it is. You want to put, like, main and major essentials in here, you know, ID, stuff like that, things that are important. Or I think this would probably be good if you go to, like, a club. You know, other little purses and stuff that I have, they're good for if you go to maybe like a bar or whatever it is, because
I mean, if you're like me and you like dumpy, dirty dive bars where you just get to hang out with a bunch of like super interesting, like older people, and they have stories and they tell like jukeboxes and people play pool in the back. Those are the kind of bars that I like to hang out at, where, you know, the beers are $5 or something or less.
not that I even drink beer, but yeah, you know, you can bring a bit of a bigger bag. A lot of people go to bars like straight from work, or when they're just like running errands and stuff like that. So you can kind of have something. There's usually space. But if you're at a club, you know, you're dancing, you're doing your thing. If you're wearing a dress or like a skirt, or, you know, I mean, you could be wearing pants, but I feel like a club situation, what if someone, you know, tries to slip hand in the pocket or do something? Those are probably crazy pickpocketing situations when it comes to clubs. But I think this is a good option, like a little baby mini purse. You know, because it's on you. It'll be harder for people to try and take it. I know a lot of people are into fanny packs, and this is kind of like a similar size to a fanny pack and the sort of size that a lot of people wear. I don't like fanny packs, so I don't wear them, but this would be, I guess, my kind of mini version of a fanny pack, and I really liked it. And once again, it is from ThreadUp. This purse is... she's a masterpiece. This purse. This is also from ThreadUp. This purse is absolutely incredible. I mean, I have never seen anything like it. It kind of looks like a cow and a cowboy hat all in one. I love the rhinestone, like, little clip. I just love everything about it. I got it on ThreadUp after obsessing about it for months on end, and I had no money. And I was like, I'm never going to get this purse, and it is so amazing and incredible. And it's a little bigger than like a regular kind of like shoulder bag. You know, it's a little thick. She's a little bit thick for it, but you know, you see, it's still like a relatively, still a relatively decent size, but not so heavy or crazy. This is probably a purse that I feel like if it's gonna rain, I'll take, because I can fit like an umbrella or 2 umbrellas in here, and I can put my wallet, I can put my cell phone. It's made out of, I don't believe it is genuine leather. I hope not, but if it is genuine leather, then, you know, vegans, please don't attack me. I had no idea. But it's just a good sturdy material. I usually take this if I'm going out like all day. Like, I mean, back in the day when the world was, you know, different and Corona was just a drink, sometimes I would be out from as early as, you know, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning until late. Like, I'm talking midnight or later, doing God knows what I used to do. I have no idea at this point, you know, but it's good. You get to keep a lot of different things in here that you can use, and once again, ThreadUp is an amazing site. I actually don't know how much this cost because I ended up getting it as a Christmas gift from my mom. She surprised me.
She told me she wasn't going to get me anything. And I was totally okay with that because, I mean, one, I'm an adult. I feel like the best kind of gift somebody could give me for Christmas is, you know, like a nice comfy pair of socks or like a new fuzzy blanket, you know, helping me pay to like get my passport renewed or something, like boring adulty things. I feel like that would be preferred when I get a Christmas gift, you know?
But she knew that I was obsessing over this. She knew that I really wanted it. I believe from when I was looking at it and when it would go between like off sale and on sale, I think the most expensive it was probably $20. And I think the least expensive it was when ThreadUp has a sale. They have sales pretty much every day. Like, they have sales all the time. There's always some kind of discount or something going on there. So, I mean, I really recommend it. I think it's a great site, and you can just type in little keywords or different colors or patterns or whatever it is that you would want, and it's so easy to find. But yeah, I think at the lowest it was probably maybe like $14 or something. So I would say this was anywhere between 14 and 20 bucks, and it is just, I mean, look at this. It's a masterpiece. I've never seen a purse like this, and I think that's what makes me love it, because it's just unique, you know? Like, it's awesome to have like individual pieces. This fabulous purse. So I got this purse in Miami, actually, at a Goodwill. Like I said earlier, I really like to get like at least one vintage item from, you know, a place if I go and I travel and I do something different. It was $4 with a discount, so I think it ended up coming out to like $3.25, but I just think it's cool. It's very like vintage moddy kind of look. I don't know, whenever I see this I think of like Twiggy, or I think I'm watching like one of those really early 60s movies. I don't know if anybody's seen Blow Up. It's a English film by an Italian filmmaker. His name is Michelangelo Antonioni. But that movie is kind of like, they have so many different like 60s fantasy looks and like a mod sort of whatever, like Twiggy-esque vibe. That's the kind of feel that I get from this. Very mod and very cool. And I mean, it's a great purse. Once again, it's not like so big that you feel like you're wearing a massive bag, but it's big enough that you can fit, you know, books or little things that you need. Yeah, I mean, I really love it. It's funny because when I went to this Goodwill, I was struggling. It had been storming outside, and this was the first day that I kind of got to go outside in Miami when I was there, and I got stuck in a thrift store across the street from the Goodwill because there was like tons of different floods and stuff going on, so it was just me and the owner, and I'm just like walking up and down. There were 2 floors, and I was so nervous because I hadn't found anything that I wanted to buy, and I was like, this is so rude. I'm just taking up space. She clearly knows that I'm here because it's raining, and neither of us spoke but she had this massive, like, 6-foot amp that was playing, like, really weird, obscure disco music, so all you would hear in the background, it's like dead silent, and then you'd hear like Donna Summers or something like playing in the back, and it was so awkward. And I finally escaped through the back, like a crack in the wall in the back of the place, and ran across the street to Goodwill, and then I found this purse, and I felt so guilty, and I was like, this is such an odd experience. And then I had to jump over, it's not a turnpike, it's like a car lot, like, you know, like those parking lots, and they have the really big concrete like cylinder things. I had to like go and jump over with this purse. It was a whole ordeal, but it's a fantastic purse. And Goodwill can be really, really good. Sometimes you go to Goodwill and it's really organized and fabulous, and you feel like you just found a steal, and then other times you go to Goodwill and it is questionable. But that's the fun part about thrifting, is that you really get to have the opportunity to kind of look around and see if you can find any hidden gems. You know, that's part of the fun about it. It's like the whole experience. This bad boy I got in a Goodwill again. I got this in a Goodwill in New York. I don't know if I mentioned this, but New York is where I'm from. It's where I currently live.
Born and raised, real true New York right here, but
yeah, I got this in a Goodwill. I really liked it. I'm not much of a pink person usually, or I haven't been, but within the past like couple of months, I've really been gravitating towards like pinks, magentas, like different kinds of colors like that. And once again, it's like the perfect sized little purse. You can fit little stuff in here. Oh my god.
I have headphones in here. Oh my god, the gift that keeps on giving. I've been looking for a pair of headphones. Oh my god, this is so nice. Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's really cute. I like it. I went to this massive Goodwill uptown, and I mean, they're huge. They're also very organized. Like I said, some Goodwills are super awesome and super organized, and they have different sections for everything, and then other Goodwills are crazy. Like, I have been to Goodwills in California that I swore off of going and told, you know, whatever, the manager, like, I am never coming back here. This was an awful experience, and, you know,
I wasn't a Karen about it, because I think that's lame. And if you are a Karen, well, you know, to each their own. But,
you know, I've seen some crazy stuff in thrift stores, so I definitely appreciate a nice organized space where they have, you know, their stuff well displayed and it's easy to find. And I mean, I just love this bag. I love it. I don't have anything else that's pink. I have a lot of red. I have a lot of neutrals, aka animal print. You know, I have a lot of stuff like that, but I don't really have anything pink. And apparently I also have a book in here. Rumi, for anybody who knows who that is. But, yeah, so definitely one of my faves. Very cute. This was $9. Yeah. Yeah, this was $9 that I spent. This fabulous purse right here, it is a Guess purse, which is crazy considering that I got it for $3. Now, I don't really know much about designer clothing. I think especially being
born in New York, you know, you have Soho and all these places where people are selling fake items and, you know, all that stuff. And I honestly have a fear of, it would just be my luck if I ever decided to buy a fake item. I would get caught, you know, like I would be walking down the street with my, you know, fake Prada bag, and someone would be like, that's a fake, and I know why, because I have the real one. And I would feel humiliated and embarrassed and just so corny. Like, I would feel like the corniest human being on the face of the planet.
So I just have never done anything like that and don't plan on it. Then again, I also think a lot of people like to spend a lot of money on fancy fashion clothes like that just because it's a name brand. It's not really because it's fashionable or interesting. You know, I mean, fashion is fashion. It is what it is, and you can see something that's like a name brand or whatever that you think is amazing or interesting or whatever it is, but you know, you see other name brands that are popular and it's like, why? You know, like, I wouldn't want to spend $20 on this, let alone $2,000. Like, now you're going crazy here. But I got this purse. It is Guess. It is fabulous. It is probably like the most perfect purse that I own. It's just the perfect size. It's the perfect everything. It has a nice amount of space inside. You know, it's fabulous. I love the red color. It's a nice kind of like muted red. It's not crazy. I got it at Savers. Now, Savers is a thrift store that I think is primarily in the West Coast, or, you know, they don't have one in New York. I don't know if they have a Savers kind of like outside, like maybe New Jersey or, you know, in the tri-state area, or if they have it just, like I said, mainly on the West Coast. But that's where I saw Savers the most. Savers is great. It is kind of like a Goodwill in a sense. I tend to think that it's a bit more organized. I think they tend to have more variety of options. They also have like a pretty decent like home goods section. They have a bunch of little cute items and things that you can get. It's all pretty unique. This was a steal because I went to that Savers that day to look for a top for a gig that I was doing when I lived in California, and I did not find the top. It had to be a specific color, and I couldn't find a top. I didn't find one that I liked. I didn't find one that I felt like was worth spending a couple dollars on, but I did find this purse, and I was like, you know what? This is a steal. I will never find anything like this for this price. And I didn't realize that they were having a discount because it was originally like $6.
And then they were like, oh, it's $3. And I was like, such a good buy. You know what I mean? Like, this is a good idea.
And I use it all the time. It's perfect. Like, it's just the perfect purse size, and it's just cool. You know what I mean? Like, and it's awesome to know that you can get, you know, if you do want to feel a little fancier or whatever, and you want to get something, and you see a real Prada bag at a thrift store, I won't tell. I won't tattle on you. You know what I'm saying? It is nice sometimes when you're able to find something cool like that, like a name brand. I know they're more common in like consignment shops and stuff, but it's cool when you find something like that too. I think that's like a bit of a treat, you know? So this is probably my most used vintage bag that I own, and it is my tried and true. I love her. She is really, really wonderful and great, and I'm very lucky to have her, you know?
Thank you.
So guys, that is it from me. If you want me to talk more about like thrifting or like tips or whatever it is, I can definitely do a video about that. Like I said, I love thrifting. I've been doing it for years. I actually have a plan to film another video about some of my favorite vintage pieces or vintage items that I feel like are staples in any kind of wardrobe. So definitely look out for that. I'll probably be doing that video soon. Yeah, and whatever you want to see from that, or if you want to, I guess, hear my opinions on thrifting. I know there's been a really big debate recently about sustainability and all sorts of stuff when it comes to fashion versus fast fashion and vintage items and thrifting goods. So yeah, you know, let me know. And
my light keeps acting up for some reason. I just don't know why. God, poor gay, like, why?
But yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. Stay snazzy, my friends.